John D'Angelillo from Bauromat.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John D'Angelillo, Managing Director of Bauromat. For the past 35 years, maybe more, have been involved in automation and providing manufacturing solutions to a number of different companies and working for blue chip companies. We started Bauromat in 1997, and we are here to assist with automation in general with regards to back in Britain and making sure that automation grows within our country. One of the biggest problems that we note in the UK is the fact that not much automation has actually taken place. And when you look at where we are in the UK compared to the rest of the world, as an automation provider, it is kind of frustrating to see the capabilities in this country, but not companies taking on the advantage of actually doing what they should be doing. You'll see a graph on the screen at the moment which actually illustrates where we are with regards to per capita of 10,000 people, installation of robots. The average runs at 99, and this is the second slide of two. The first slide shows the #1 country, which is Singapore, which has over 841 robots installed per 10,000, followed by Korea, and then followed by the first European country, which is Germany, which comes down in the 300 numbers. As part of the G7, I find it really embarrassing that as a country, we have not taken on the advantage of automation. The Back in Britain campaign is all related on how we actually change the mindset. I'm going to take you all back to 1957. Most of you probably weren't around then. But in 1957, a guy called Joseph Engelberger actually introduced the first industrial robot that we see today. And that robot was a hydraulic robot, which in 1961 was installed for the very first time into General Motors in New Jersey. That, to me, was the first start of automation. Moving on to early 80s, that's when the first electric robots came on, and those are the ones that most of us now see in these automation Jaguar Land Rover facilities. Where we have failed to continue our elements of growth is very, very simple. This country has been left behind the rest of Europe. Main reasons behind that I see is that there's been an awful lot of opportunities with grants. Grants have been taken on, companies have taken on robots, not really know what to do with them, and they've been mothballed. When robots are mothballed, that means that company, potentially for a generation, will not look at automation again. My viewpoint, our company's viewpoint, is that we must look at how we change this mindset. But at the moment, what Bauromat is doing with companies like Saab Design and Reeking Sheet Metal is that we talk to them about what their manufacturing problems are and how we can assist them in growing their automation. Automation is all about making money. People shouldn't be frightened of it. Automation brings in more economy, it brings in more profitability, it brings in more employment, and at the end of the day, the government's going to be happy because cash rolls in through taxes. And this is the one thing that people fear automation, but they shouldn't be fearing it. We also notice that over time, what is happening is that people are talking about investments in automation. If you look at the graph that's just turned up on the screen now, you'll see that in alphabetical order, a number of countries. And right at the bottom of that is the UK. Not because it's at the bottom, but it's alphabetical. But if you look close to it, it says -1. -1 is the growth of automation, installations of robots over the past 5 years. Now, the worst other in Europe for that is Belgium, which is -7. But if you compare the UK with Belgium, we're way, way ahead. Now, when we talk about back in Britain and the B and the dreadful B word, which eventually we will get out of and move forward, it gives our nation, the UK, the Midlands, a great opportunity of re-looking at ourselves, looking at what our neighbours are doing, the Italians, the Spanish, the Swedes, the Austrians, all these smaller countries, even the Czech Republic has a better installation of robotics than ourselves. So as a company, we have to make sure that we install correctly. The one thing that we have to be aware of is the dreaded cobot. I don't know if many of you have or haven't heard of the cobot, but apparently it's your friendly mate that can do anything. Not necessarily the case. You have to put the right product into the right solution. If you don't put the right product into the right solution, you're going to find yourself with actually going backwards again. And we're already far back. We're already 22nd worldwide when we look at the installation of robotics. So what we have to do is look at ourselves, look at what we have to do, and increase our automation capabilities. So again, with the team here, with the people around here, I'm more than happy to talk about automation, but I think altogether we have to aim at what we do to increase our automation capabilities within the UK. Again, I thank you for listening. If anybody wants any further information with regards to data concerning installation of robots, I'm more than happy to share that with everybody. Thank you very much.